Welcome to the Blogger Genius Podcast, brought to you by Milo Tree. Here's your host, Jillian Leslie.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. If you want to reach out to me with a suggestion, a comment, anything like that, you can connect with me on Instagram. My handle is Jillian Tober Leslie, or email me at jillian@milotree.com. I truly love hearing from you. I like to know what you're thinking about so that I can better serve you. So please reach out. Okay, for today's episode, I am interviewing my friend, Laura Fuentes. I interviewed her about a year ago, and those were some of my most popular episodes. Laura is the genius behind MOMables, which are food plans for families. And she's really building an empire, as you will hear. She's super honest, super down to earth, so willing to share. I really think you're going to like this episode. So without further ado, here is my interview with Laura Fuentes. Laura, welcome back to the show. I am so excited to talk to you again.
Gosh, this is such an opportunity to, again, talk to you because we don't get to see each other often, but also just ask me all the questions. Anything I can do to serve your audience, I'm here.
Oh, I love that. Now, first of all, I have to say that we not only are internet friends, but we are really friends. There are certain people that you just connect with in real life and stuff, and I feel like you are that person.
Thank you. I feel the same about you.
I feel like we are very like-minded as entrepreneurs.
Yes, right?
And we could talk about our daughters going through puberty.
Oh gosh, that's why they're not listening to this podcast, thank God.
I know. So the reason, I'm so impressed with the business that you have built. And we talked about it just kind of in a more general way last time on the podcast. But what I really want to talk about is how smart you have been building a business using YouTube.
Thank you.
And we talked about this one other thing, which is you are not a YouTuber. You are somebody who has a business using YouTube.
Yes. So I definitely, when people say, oh, you're a YouTuber, and I'm like, no, I have a YouTube channel in which I create content or share content that helps me grow my business.
And by the way, we were just talking, you have 51,000 subscribers, which is not, that's big in our world.
Thank you. I'm creeping up there. It's really hard to get my target audience to subscribe. So I feel pretty good about it. I've been doing this since fall of 2015 or 14. I think Christmas of fall of 2014 is when I started putting out videos. So wow. It's been a very slow growth. But like any platform, consistency is key.
Okay, so let's step back and talk about your business and how you make money, what you do, and then how you use YouTube to support this business and grow it.
Yeah, so I started blogging back in 2010, and I launched MOMables.com in 2012, where at the very beginning it was a lunch-centric recipe, a site for recipes that were lunch-centric, and then we launched a meal plan on MOMables. And as MOMables grew over time, I also was simultaneously running what is now laurafuentes.com, which is my personal site. It's more of the lifestyle of being a mom and making fresh meals for your family and prioritizing your health and wellness there. So I run two sites simultaneously. One is what I call is the Cliff Notes on cooking fresh and real food for your family. And so in MOMables, we sell a meal plan. So we have a subscription service. So we sell meal plans by subscription. We have digital products. And we also have courses.
Okay, so let's break that down. So meal plans, meaning once a week I get an email from you with what to buy, what to make, how to feed my family.
Yes, so 5 meals, a meal prep sheet, and a organized and done for you shopping list. So that is your meal planning membership.
Got it. Okay, and if people are interested, they go to momables.com.
Yes.
And how much is it a month?
So that is $10 a month.
Okay.
It starts at $10 a month, basically. And then we also have digital products, meaning like think, so in simple terms, sort of ebooks of the sort.
Got it.
And those are more like programs, so health and wellness programs. So we have something very similar to, I wouldn't call it a Whole30, but it's similar to Whole30, but for families. And I feel like I'm somebody who benefited a lot from Whole30. I've eaten that way for a long time. It's just very difficult to execute when you have a family and your kids want other food. And so then you start making meals for yourself. And so I thought, what if I just put together what I'm already doing for my family? Again, this is very similar to the thought process of our meal plans, right? I started selling what I was creating for my family already. So, so I filled a need to create a 30-day program that's, whole food centric for families, right? With foods and meals that kids recognize. And again, it's all broken down step by step, very similar to what people love most about the meal planning, which is the meal prepping guide. And so I help you, really, success is always in the execution. So I help you execute that when you're busy and you have a family. So that is one of our digital products.
Okay.
And then we also have courses that are more in depth into helping you feed your family. So we have a course that's focused on picky eaters. So really helping parents make meal times better through the techniques and things that I learned over going to therapy with my son for 7 years. And so we just sort of created a course that parents can take at their own pace, and really learn all the strategies to really get mealtime success,
Got it. Okay. And then now break down laurafuentes.com.
So laurafuentes.com is the lifestyle behind, it's how I live my life as an entrepreneur, health and wellness. And that is much similar to what everybody here listening is probably thinking about, which is a quote blog. So it's very content focused. And then I do some sponsored content on my personal site. And that is sort of well mixed in with my non-sponsored organic content on my site.
Got it. Okay. Now, where does YouTube fit in?
So YouTube fits in back in 2014. Really in 2013, I auditioned for Food Network, and I was scared shitless because, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Beep. So I had never been in front of the camera in my life. So I really thought, when the opportunity comes, you just sort of have to jump on it. So I went on Food Network. I auditioned, and then I got into the show. I competed, and I won. And I was like, how can a mom, honestly, I had taught myself how to cook. My background's in global economics. I have no food background except for 10 years, I watched Food Network and taught myself and watched Ina Garten, Giada De Laurentiis, Rachel Ray. I watched Alton Brown. I watched people how to do things. And I was like, gosh, it's so important that's how I learned, because it's before Pinterest and all this stuff that we have now. So I said, that people keep asking gosh, your recipes are great. Do you have any videos? I wish I could see how they're made. But quite frankly, I was just always afraid to get in front of the camera. So after the Food Network experience, I said to my husband, I now know that I can do it. And it's not about winning. It's about the fact, what I took most away from that experience is I learned that I could. So I did. So in 2014, I told my husband, I think I'm going to invest in creating video content. And so I'm a perfectionist. And so I knew that it wasn't going to be me with a camera on a tripod in front of me, or an assistant. I didn't even have an assistant at the time. So I told him, I said, I'm going to give it a year, and I'm going to commit to finding somebody that I can hire, and and he or she can come once a month, and we'll create videos, and then they'll edit. So I have content to release. So the reason I started doing YouTube is to provide people that were already coming to my site with a visual of how a recipe, at the time I was very recipe focused, and I still am, I guess, so how the recipe was made, right? So, and I would say the first 2 years was really just learning, So, how to produce something. We spend a lot of time on doing pre-production. Like it's really now a, I wouldn't say a big production, but it is another part of the business. So all the video content really falls under Fuentes Media, which is like the media company that now holds all my other entities. And we do a lot of video production for big clients, smaller clients. Sometimes they're on my YouTube channel. Sometimes I just assist on their projects, sort of from a production and direction standpoint or creative standpoint. So I've really taken a dive into the video arena and I really love it.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. One, okay. You are not making hands and pans type videos.
No, we're not making tasty style overhead videos at all. I do in front of the camera video work where people can see me, be very excited about the recipe, get to know me a little, learn the isms,
Got it.
It really gives people a little bit of my personality in the video.
Now, how long is a video?
So most of my videos average 3 minutes and 20 something seconds. When I first started, they were shorter. They were under 2 minutes. But then I've really gotten into like the YouTube algorithm and understanding how it works. And so I really up my time. And so I found that anywhere between the 3:30 to 4 minute range is what my audience really likes.
Okay, that's interesting. And how many videos, this is the fascinating part, how many videos are you releasing a week?
Okay, when I first started between 2014 and 2017, almost 18, one video a week. Okay. It's also only all I could afford.
Okay.
And because I'm not a quote YouTuber, like YouTube is not what I do full time and I don't edit myself. I only had budget to hire out, 4 videos a month. Now we're doing 2 videos a week since last fall.
Okay. And you are then monetizing this by working with brands, let's say. So how many of these, let's say you're making 8 videos a month. Mm-hmm. How many of these are sponsored?
Maybe 1 to 2 per month. Okay. Maybe. Some months there isn't any sponsored content.
Okay. But you are, though, this is worth it because it is bringing in revenue.
Right. So what I do is I leverage what I get paid by a brand to create a sponsored video to pay for my non-sponsored video content. So I feel very strongly that for all purposes of growing my online business and presence, video is very important. So it's sort of how I redistribute the earnings to pay for an area of my business that's going to help me with SEO, with the get to know, like, and trust factor, and really just up the ante on my content.
I love that. Okay, so you are saying, you know what, I am investing in me, and that ultimately, do you think this leads to, for example, MOMables sales?
Yeah, for sure. So some of the videos, it leads to traffic to the site, so people get to know what MOMables is all about. And that leads to people opting into my email list. And of course, we recorded an entire podcast on email lists and the importance of that. So I'm sure you'll link that. But email list is huge because that helps me share my content, share the products that we create, and ultimately build a community of like-minded people. So YouTube is just another place for people to find me and also bring a 3-dimensional view to the content that I'm creating on my sites.
Right. And you are the real deal.
Oh, thanks.
But I mean, like, it's a little bit like, what are these meal plans? But then it's like, go to my YouTube channel and you will see that, like, I walk the talk.
Right. So a lot of the recipes not a lot of the recipes in the meal plans are on YouTube, but we make sure that one recipe a week is inside of our meal plans is a recipe that we have a video for, because you have to understand, I have a lot of people come to our meal plans to subscribe from all walks of life. Some are very comfortable cooking, some are just starting to cook with their family, some are starting to make changes. So I feel like it's important for them to click on that video that's in the recipe once a week and go like, oh, wow, she's going to show me how to do it. And then it just eases them into implementing the recipe.
And chances are, okay, so you are selling a subscription like we do with MiloTree. And when you are in a subscription business, you really need to manage churn.
Yes.
Which means people canceling, because it's much easier to keep somebody in your subscription, or it's much more profitable to keep somebody in your subscription than to have to go find a new subscriber.
For sure. It costs more to acquire a new member than it does to keep them happy and keep them there.
So the fact that you send your meal plan and go, hey, go check out my video, I think probably creates more trust, more commitment, and I bet you reduces your churn.
Well, it's just a simple button that we put in the recipe in the PDF. That's, it's an active PDF. So we allow people to click off the PDF and go like, watch how it's made. And there's like a little YouTube button.
Right.
So they just click on it and it opens up the video for them,
Right.
So again, it's just helping people achieve their mealtime goals, right? So if you're subscribed to the meal plan, your goal is to create healthy and fresh recipes and meals for your family each week. So if I can inject me and myself and my personality in this PDF that they're receiving, then they're going to get to know me a little bit more. It's almost like I'm cooking with them one meal a week, right?
Yep.
So that's how, strategically, that's also how our YouTube videos fit into that product.
Hey, are you a blogger or entrepreneur who loves their business but is a little overwhelmed with all that you have to do in a day? Well, you are not alone. We all feel this way. So I want to share a pop-up tool that will increase your social media followers, grow your email list, build your traffic, and it is called MiloTree. MiloTree is a pop-up app that my husband David built for our first site, Catch My Party. In the 4 years that we've been using the MiloTree pop-up on Catch My Party, our Pinterest account has grown exponentially to over 1.1 million followers. And our Instagram has grown to over 160,000 followers. And these social networks now drive millions of page views to our site every single month. MiloTree works to grow followers on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It'll grow your sales on Shopify or Etsy, and it will even grow your email list. You can focus on growing one platform at a time or switch between several. The choice is yours. MiloTree. It's easy to install. You can do it in under 3 minutes. It's completely optimized. Right now, you can get your first 30 days for free. Just go to milotree.com to sign up for your free trial. If you are not converting your site visitors into followers, subscribers, and customers, you need to change your strategy. To take the first step, head over to milotree.com and start your free trial. There's no risk, and you'll be joining thousands of other professional bloggers who are already using MiloTree to grow their businesses. As a bonus, once you sign up, I'll send you valuable business tips each week to help you continue to accelerate your growth. You can't be everywhere all the time, so let MiloTree work for you. It's fast, it's easy, and it gets results. So what are you waiting for? Head to milotree.com and start your free trial. Okay, now we were talking before we pressed record about making money from YouTube.
Right.
And you were sharing, well, you know, share what you think about that.
So I actually pulled it up for you. A lot of people think like, oh, I'm going to be a YouTuber, especially like, you know, younger generations are like, oh, you're a YouTuber, you must make so ad revenue or whatever. Like, because they think I support my family with YouTube ads. And I'm like, okay, I'm not that funny. And I don't game and I don't vlog.
Yes.
And I don't put on makeup.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of cook my recipes. So last month I earned, this is in the last 28 days. So I guess this month so far, what are we, May 24th? So it's, it says $227. So
wow.
I don't even know that I'll pay my electricity bill this month, but it is something.
Right, exactly. Yes. But you're not getting rich on YouTube.
No. I'm not getting rich on YouTube. Can you get rich with YouTube? Like any other platform, if you work it and you work hard and you put out great content consistently that people keep coming back, you could probably add a couple of zeros to that.
Right.
But again, that is not why I create video content.
Have you ever thought to yourself, I really want to be a YouTuber?
No, what I think to myself is I really want to create video content. And at the end of a 14-hour video day, when I drive off the studio's driveway and I head home, I'm like, I am so happy I did this today. I cannot wait to get up tomorrow and do it again.
Really?
I really love it.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so then one of the last questions I want to ask you is, tell me if you ever feel burnout.
You know, when I feel burnout, of course I do. But it's not because of YouTube and video. I feel burnout in the pressure to create and churn more content. And where I suffer the burnout is on social media.
Interesting. Tell me.
So I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram. I'm like, I can't keep up with it anymore. Like, you know, my Instagram channel only has like 14,000 followers or whatever, my Instagram account. And I'm like, I can't grow that for the life of me.
Right.
But then I get brands only want Instagram sponsorships. And I'm like, well, then I'm not your person.
Okay.
You know, like I don't have any problem saying no. So I'm like, I'm just not your person for that. They're like, but they really want you. And I'm like, well, then you need to fork up and make something on YouTube, you know, or create a blog post for my blog where I'll get 20, 30,000 people to read it. But I am not your person for Instagram.
That's so interesting.
Know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I suffer the burnout, is in the churn out of, I got to put out more things because they only last like 24 hours. Like, I'm sick of it, honestly.
Got it.
If I could choose a platform and eliminate everything else, I would choose YouTube only.
Interesting. And then here's the thing. Are you active in your YouTube community? Are you responding to comments, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so I respond to every comment. You know, when a YouTube video goes live within, you know, hours, I get the notifications on my phone. And that is always me, and I'm answering questions. So yes, I am actively responding, and people really do appreciate that, because oftentimes they're not subscribers that watch your videos. They're people that are searching for something, and then they don't know you, so they'll ask, and then you answer, and they're like, wow, she answered. You know, like,
yep.
YouTube is really a huge place, and they're like, there is a person there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I am active. Do I do YouTube lives and all that stuff? I do not.
Now, what about on Instagram? Are you responding to all your comments?
Yes. And all my stories and all that stuff. I just feel like it's an exhausting race that I have no interest in winning.
Interesting. I just started my own Instagram. Finally, I have Catch My Party with so many followers. Mm-hmm. I have Milo Tree with, you know, some followers. And finally, I started Jillian Tober Leslie. So please, people, follow me. But I agree with you. Like, I'm just trying to find my way in my I have a hard time kind of sharing my personal life because I think people aren't that interested. But hopefully it's interesting.
I just, you know what it is, Jillian? It's like, I like to live my life without having to record it for other people.
That's how I feel. I feel the same way. Or like I do something and I go, oh, shoot, I should have put this on Instagram.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
But then
I think everybody listening can totally relate to this.
But then I weirdly find that when I go somewhere with the intention of, and then I'm going to put this on Instagram, somehow it makes the experience feel less authentic to me.
Yeah, more orchestrated for sure. So I just refuse to live it out for the gram. Like,
I like that. I like that quote. Yes.
Yeah, Jillian, I'm 40 years old. I have no interest in like pretending to be skinnier, younger, prettier. I'm just going to live out my life. And then I'm going to share things when I can and I get to it. And if you like it, awesome. If you don't, I'm not that person for you.
Right.
You know, so I don't really care how many people tap on the like and don't. And, you know, I mean, I care to the extent when I'm doing a partnership for a client.
Right.
But, you know, nowadays you have to put paid media behind it. So, you know, there's that strategy right there. But what I love about YouTube is that like I just cook and I create videos, and I'm going to introduce some more lifestyle things onto my YouTube channel. But like basically like because there's so many things that are part of, I only eat 3 meals a day, right? I do
Okay.
a lot of things that are food related and health and wellness related that are not being recorded. Like when I go to the grocery store, how do I actually shop? How do I take my meal plans and shop for stuff? Or maybe what are 10 things that I keep in my fridge? Like people really have, because I've injected my personality and me as a person in my business, people want to know all those other things. And to date, we've only really created videos that are cooking centric in our studio.
Right. And in fact, I've said to you in the past, I think you should share like your workouts. And we've talked about you and me about like intermittent fasting, where we have
Yeah.
those periods of time where we're not eating. And I'm like, people I bet would love to hear what you're doing.
I wrote blog posts. I just didn't get video for it, you know?
Okay.
So I do have the posts for all those things, but
Okay. So
just no
go
video.
check them out because they're really interesting. And then I have one last thing. I don't know if this is a question, but I will tell you that one thing I admire about you so much, I don't know if I've even told you this, I'm so impressed that you genuinely don't care what people think about you.
Jillian, I really don't. I care most importantly, I care what I think about myself, because that really determines the attitude I take on the world with, and how I tackle my day and how I go about my business. Now, was I always like this? No. Okay, like I used to try to, get affirmations from like my mom, like being accepted by somebody. Like we've all, I think, struggled, or some people still struggle to do that in their life. But I'm at a point where now that I look at my kids and go, gosh, I have to model the behavior for them to see that, like, there's, having a tween daughter almost, you're like, you can tell her she's beautiful and she's perfectly made and she's got a great personality until and it doesn't matter, okay? Because it's what she thinks that people think about her, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm like, if I do things with that in mind, even though it's unspoken, my kids are going to pick it up. And quite frankly, it's really exhausting to put on makeup every day and go, turn on your camera only do it if you have makeup. Like at this point, it's like, you get what you get, right? And I'm just been more accepting of how I am today. Does that mean that I'm careless? No, it's a big difference. So it's not that I don't care, it's that I actually care what I think about myself and how I talk to myself more than what other people are going to say about me or talk about me.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Because that really, how you think about yourself is going to determine your behavior. And therefore, I'm in it to win it. And with negative talk or, talking myself down, I'm not going to win it that way in life. Do I still think that I could use a little bit less love handles? Do I wake up bloated from time to time? Yes. Okay. But that doesn't mean that that's who I feel or believe that I am, right? Like if my video goes wrong, if a client says no to working with me, it doesn't mean that they don't like me or that they don't like my work. It just means that I'm not the right person or the right fit for that, right? So I'm very emotionless when it comes to my online, what I put out online, right? It's really about serving others. And that's where I put the emotion.
Laura, I love that. I really love that. I love that you think about self-talk. I think about that a lot. Whenever I talk to you, I find this to be something that I always pick up on in you, and I find it really inspiring.
Thank you so much. You know what it is? We should all get up in the morning and look at ourselves in the mirror and go, you know what? I'm not Taylor Swift. So I am who I am. And this is the person that I'm going to put out to the world, right? So I don't have a very curated Instagram feed because I just don't want to put that much effort into it. Like you just got to like the person that I am for who I am, right? All the things that we teach our kids and yet we don't live out.
I
So I
agree.
got really tired of not living out what I wanted my kids to learn, you know?
I totally
So
agree.
it was all a mind shift. And then when you change your mindset about that, I honestly feel like my business exploded. Like a lot of the things in my life exploded, you know, and for a good way, you know?
Yep.
Not just, it's not about money. It's about like believing that what you want to do is possible, you know? Like I shot a pilot with Discovery last fall, you know, and I'm going to shoot a different pilot this fall with somebody else. And like, I just believe that I can. And so I go do it.
I love that. I love that. The one thing that I want to that I always talk to my daughter about is learning to sit in your own skin. And I
Yeah.
feel like, Laura, you know how to sit in your own skin.
Thank you so much.
So I
It only
want,
took 40 years,
I know.
but you know.
Hey, it's like we're all work in progresses.
Right? I
Yes.
know.
So I
I'm
just want
flawed in so many other ways, but this is one thing, girl. I got down.
I
Okay.
love it.
Like I've got it. My jiggle and all. I'm good.
I love it. Well, Laura, thank you so. Okay, first of all, how can
Oh.
people reach out to you and learn more about what you do? And
Well, you can reach out to me on the one place I said I don't really care for much is on Instagram. Because I'm on there and I manage my own Instagram. So at Laura S. Fuentes or even at MOMables, I manage that as well.
okay,
I'm definitely never on Facebook. So don't friend me on Facebook because I'm not because I don't want to be your friend. I'm just really I only have it because I have to have it.
okay,
So on Instagrams, you can really reach me. You can watch my videos at YouTube/MOMables. And then on any of my sites, I'm very responsive. So I love to hear from people.
Oh, well, Laura, thank you so. Okay, so thank you so much for coming on the show. And I know that if you'll come back, I would love to have you back.
Oh, thank you. And I just want everybody that's listening to know that if you're thinking about doing video as a way to make money, it's not it. Like video should be a way for you to share your gifts and talents, like basically what you do best with the world, and use that in your blog to grow it so people get to know you a little bit better. That's really ultimately what I focused on using YouTube for to really make my businesses grow.
I love that. I love that. I think that is great, great advice.
Thank you, Jillian.
I think Laura does such a great job using YouTube to grow her businesses. If you're looking for a shortcut to grow your social media followers, your email list, your business, head over to milotree.com, sign up, add your pop-ups to your site. You get your first 30 days free and email me. Tell me what the process was like. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you would improve. We are always excited to hear feedback from you. And I will see you here again next week.